I thank the Commissioner for her statement, and now I revert to the list of NGOs and I give the floor to Inclusion Canada. You have the floor.
Distinguished delegates of state parties and civil society, it is an honour to be before you today representing Inclusion Canada. My name is Robin Acton, and I am the President of Inclusion Canada, a national federation working to advance the full inclusion and human rights of people with an intellectual disability. Inclusion Canada is led by both people with an intellectual disability and their family members. For those labelled with significant intellectual disability, their family, however you want to define family, is often their voice. And so to position myself at this conference of state parties, I am a family member. My daughter Erin was labelled with an intellectual disability, Down syndrome, at birth, and my husband John acquired a significant physical disability well into our marriage. At first, everyone seemed to define Erin by her diagnosis. We learned quickly that the ground shifts when Erin is perceived first as a human being, as a person, and not a compilation of developmental deficiencies and medical challenges. Understanding this distinction and the very basic human need to belong shaped our family's life, brought us back from a catastrophic accident, and was literally life-saving for Erin. At 31, Erin suffered a brainstem stroke. Through the trauma of emergency, the terrifying days in ICU, and the grueling weeks that followed, I cannot say she would have survived without our constant insistence that Erin be seen for her humanness. We advocated that, like it would be for any other stroke victim, the goal of Erin's recovery would be for her to return to her regular life. Her life as a daughter, a granddaughter, a sister, a friend, a co-worker, a volunteer, a yogi, and a really terrible songstress. Thankfully, Erin got better and returned to her radically regular life. I believe that it was our belief in her humanness, in her inherent dignity and human rights that saved her. Families play a vitally important role in building disability-inclusive and participatory societies. And during this COVID-19 pandemic, like people with intellectual disabilities and their families worldwide, we have been put to the test. People with intellectual and other disabilities were triaged out of care, not prioritized for ventilators or other life-saving measures. This is not a right to life on an equal basis with others. Essential support people were blocked from hospitals, leaving people to fend for themselves. This is not the highest attainable standard of health care. Those living in congregate settings were locked in their rooms and their institutions. They got sick and died at
Thank you for your statement.